You don't believe that I'm asthmatic? Okay. Not sure if this classifies as MC, but here it goes. I attended high school in a very polluted city. The campus had two of the most saturated streets in my city. For PE there was a mandatory race we had to do every Q, and it consisted of swimming 40 semi-Olympic pools and then running 5 laps around the school. We were supposed to finish the swimming and then just put shoes on and a shirt and start running. No time to get dry clothes. Also, this city is well above 8.6 feet, 2,600 meters above sea level and fairly cold. I explained to the teacher that it would not be a good idea for me to do that as I have asthma, and between the cold, damp clothes, and pollution, it was not a good idea and that I should only do one of the two. She said, "If you don't do this, you'll fail my class. School policy." I said okay. I then did everything as expected and I lost my breath in the middle of the 3rd lap. Long story short, I was in the hospital for 2 weeks recovering. My family sued the teacher and the school. She then lost her job. I was a cashier at Walmart and I have low blood sugar. All the CSMs knew I had to eat every 2 hours, and all I had to do was gently remind them I was getting low and they would send me to break. We had a new CSM that was trying to show she was in charge and was giving me a hard time. She came by with the usual line they fed everyone on how if it's busy we have to stay until there is coverage. So, I just reminded her that I also have a latex allergy, and when I hit the floor to let the paramedics know, her jaw dropped and she ran to the manager, who promptly sent me on break. The customer I was waiting on started laughing and laughed all the way out the door. I had a HS teacher make me run an 800 because there was no note from the doctor saying I could not be doing PE. I had a doctor APPT after school to see if I had pneumonia. Mom made me go to school because I was always sick. Collapsed halfway through, had pneumonia, wish my parents had my back. You are lucky you were only in the hospital. My cousin, 13 meters, wasn't feeling well and was forced to do a mandatory run in gym class. Turns out he had a very rare heart defect that only 1 to 100,000 have. He ended up having a heart attack during the run and was resuscitated and had 6 more on the way to the hospital. He ended up getting unplugged from life support 3 days later. I think every single student in my high school who wasn't on the swim team would have failed that gym class. I can't even swim to begin with. This happened to my nephew, but it was a heart issue. He kept telling he couldn't do the running for the physical fitness thing. It's in his file that he can't run. Well, he did what the teacher said and collapsed. Ambulance was called and Mill went with him to the hospital. Then a few months later he fell in gym. Same teacher. He said his arms hurt really bad. Teacher told him to walk it off. After class some of his classmates took him to the office. He broke both wrists. This happened to my sister. She's been a severe asthmatic since she was 3 years old. Grade 8 PE teacher thought it would be a great idea to have class outside. Except it should be noted that it was the end of May here in Alberta and was the beginning of wild fire season. There was an air quality advisory in effect. Well, needless to say, after about 15 minutes outside, not 1 but 4 ambulances had to be called. Because there was a total 7 asthmatics in class and all of them had an attack. Must have been really severe to be in the hospital that long. I guess you were complying more naively rather than maliciously. It sucks that the teacher caused you that much harm. Did you know you'd be in the hospital that long? It really doesn't seem worthwhile. What city? I am so stunned that I don't know if it is malicious compliance either. Flushed. My advice. Actually, Tom King. Army vet. Document. 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 Don't peephole please to your detriment. Out of curiosity, what city were you in at that elevation that was highly polluted? Why do you vape if you have such bad asthma? Things that didn't happen for 2000 Alex. DGDGZGZGZ 7 ZZGGGCCCC. Couldn't you just talk with the school principal or something instead of almost dying? 40 semi-Olympic pools is a bit much.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.